Fun Facts presents Detroit Autorama 2017 Don Ridler Award winner. Let's get started now. The 2017 Ridler Award at the Detroit Autorama show goes to the Renaissance Roadster, owned by Marcy and Buddy Jordan. Marcy and Buddy Jordan wanted their car to be a one-of-a-kind, so they had Chris Ito and Steve Frisbee design one from scratch. The bespoke creation, built by Steve's Auto Restoration, the car is hand-built and CNC machined from aluminum, steel, and billet. The body is 0.063 inch, 3003 aluminum sheet, and the chassis was made from 3/16 inch plate and 1 1/2 inch chromoly tubing. The independent front and rear suspension is all custom CNC components machined by Steve's Restorations. A Performance Anniversary Edition 427 GM engine, number 29 to be exact, powers the car, and the entire rear engine was sanded smooth. The oil pan is CNC machined, as are the valve covers and air cleaner. The water pump is beltless, and the engine works as it should through a stainless steel exhaust. It is a major bonus that the power plant looks like a piece of art. The 4L60 transmission behind the motor has also been ground smooth with matching CNC'd pan to the oil pan and terminates through a Mustang third member. More custom CNC work and hand-built parts are employed inside this car, and in the car's display are drawings illustrating just how many of the parts were in fact custom made. Off-the-shelf parts are few and far between on this car. Okay, up next is the heirloom. It's the 1949 Chevrolet truck. Its owners, Bobby and Hazel Collins. This is actually the second year Bobby and Hazel Collins had made a run at the Ridler Trophy with this car. The rules didn't change. Ridler-worthy vehicles must be first shown at the Detroit Autorama, but the first time the truck made the trip to Detroit, it never left the trailer. Damaged on one trip, thanks to a loose tie-down strap and extremely rough Michigan roads, the truck debut had to be pushed back a year to 2017. Wow. We're happy to say that the truck made the trip this year unscathed and is one of the most unique examples of an advanced design truck we've ever seen. The ample portions of the truck are due to the C5 Corvette chassis that sits under it. The C5 is a considerably wider vehicle than the stock 49 pickup, so the cab was split into 4 pieces and widened 5 inches overall in order to fit it. The windshield was converted to a one-piece unit in the process, and the 3 rear cab windows were modified so that they're all the same height, creating a much more visually appealing rear view. The bed sides are fashioned from a 55 Cadillac Eldorado and was heavily modified to fit the heirloom. The LS engine that came with the chassis has been fit with a Magnuson supercharger and has been painted to match the truck's unique color scheme. Kyle Hicks camped out at Bobby's house for a month to design and build the interior, which is wrapped in relicate custom leather. Kyle, Bobby, and everyone involved hope that this will be the first truck to win the Ridler. Okay, up next, Dennis Portka's 1928 Ford pickup called the Phoenix. The Phoenix might be a legendary bird that rises from the ashes in folklore, but at the Autorama, this Phoenix is a 28 Ford pickup built by owners Dennis Portka over a 24-year period. Holy smokes. Styled to look as though it came straight out of the 60s, Dennis hand-built and metal finished the body himself before spraying it in a 2-stage paint. Gorgeous truck. The roof has been wrapped in red vinyl, and all of the emblems, hood, hinges, and door hinges were designed, built, and polished by Dennis. Of course they were. 24 years of his hard work. Wow. Inside, Dennis used product originally designed for lining truck beds to create a durable matte finish. The chassis was again done by Dennis himself, and the Chevy motor sends power through a 700 R4 to Winter's quick change rear end. And this is just a beauty. What a beautiful truck. Okay, here we have a 1941 Ford pickup called the Gold Standard. Annapolis, Maryland's Ed Sears just raised the bar with this 1941 Ford truck called the Gold Standard, and it's built by One Off Rod and Custom. Gary, the owner of One Off Rod, is a color man and drew inspiration from Domino brown sugar banding for the truck's distinctive color scheme. Standing up front, the 8BA Ford flathead that has been bored, stroked, cammed, and fit with a Stromberg carbs before being ground smooth and painted brown. The cab has been lengthened 8 inches in total. The top has been chopped 1.5 inches up front and 1 3/4 in the rear. Didn't notice that at first glance, neither did we, but as were to the shimmering brown paint and the immaculate chrome. When asked what the favorite part of the build was, the One Off Rod employees responded by saying that this truck is the combination of small details and ideas that came together as one. We have to agree that every modification on this truck works well together, and it's not a truck that gives up its secrets on the first, second, and third glance. Okay, up next is an exciting 1965 Corvette. Its name is the Split Ray. It's built by Scott Roths, another vehicle that doesn't give away all of its modifications at first glance is this C3 that looked almost factory from afar. This build is the result of 17 months of 17 hours a days put in by the talented 10-person crew at the auto shop. Originally just a collision shop, Vermont's Auto Shop has become synonymous with incredible Corvette builds like the Split Ray. The Split Ray gets its name from the fact that it was split right down the middle before 6 3/8 inches of metal was added to the center of the car. The extra inches were necessary for the C2 body could fit over a Roadster shop chassis and EVO 19x11 and 20x12 wheels without having to excessively flare the fenders. Wow. With a new chassis and the accompanying LS9 motor, a new interior was only fitting for this build. The auto shop drew inspiration from the 2015 Z06, creating a one-off C2 interior that has the amenities of a C7. The auto shop actually built a slightly more steerable version of this car for Scott's wife the previous year, and that planted the seed for this build. Okay, up next is the Griffey 1954 Corvette Transitions. It's called Transitions, built by Larry and Robbie Griffey. The second Corvette in this year's Great 8 is this 54 Roadster, was built on a homage to the GM concept Corvette that debuted at the 54 Autorama. Built by Larry Griffey's Hot Rods and Restoration, the car now rides on a modified Jameson chassis and C4 suspension. Powered by an LS1, the motor is currently backed by a 4L60E automatic transmission. However, the car has been designed so that it could be quickly changed over to a 6-speed with minimal effort. Custom 6-piston Corvette Red Bear brakes bring the car to a stop and look stunning behind the 18x8 and 20x10 billet specialties wheels. This Corvette has been body dropped, but not in the traditional sense. The rear has been dropped 1 inch, with 1.5 inches taken out at the A-pillar and 2 inches at the front fender to give the car a killer rake and awesome stance. The interior was designed and crafted by Pro Interiors, and as you might expect, Larry Griffey's Hot Rods took the liberty of powering the accessories wherever they could. Not just an endeavor in aesthetics, the interior also now features a stronger internal structure than factory to better protect the occupants should any unfortunate accidents occur. Car looks amazing. Okay, here we have a 1930 Ford. It's named Afterthought. Ted and Colleen Hubbard's 1930 Ford Model A might be called the Afterthought, but it certainly doesn't look like one. Cal Auto Creations was inspired by one of the very specific parts that cast aluminum header shop owner Andy Leach spotted 2 years ago. The two-owner eBay purchase, the car was in such amazing shape that it was almost a shame not to take it apart. The ethos behind the car was what a traditional hot rod might look like, as owned by a spoiled high school kid who requested and received only the best of the best. Ted loves chrome, so its use wasn't spared throughout the inside or outside of the vehicle. However, with traditional styling being the aim, it was all done extremely tastefully. One of the most talked about vehicles at the show, many are wondering if Cal Automotive Creations could take home another Ridler after award to follow up their 2013 build. Okay, last but not least, we have the 1932 Ford called the GPT. Its owner's George Poteet. The Johnson's Hot Rod Shop built the 32 Ford that started as a concept by Glendale, Arizona's Jimmy Smith before Black Design Company of Portland, Oregon finished the design, which was based on renderings by Eric Brockmeyer. The sleek design called for a lot of significant changes to the Ford. The quarter windows were shortened, the leading edge of the cowl was moved back, and the cowl itself was moved down. The grille shell was also moved down before the hood was shared to original Ford specs. The wheel wells were also re-arced, rotated, and reshaped so that they looked right behind the custom wheels equipped with authentic knockoff wheels, that just naming a few of the body modifications. In the rear, VW taillights look remarkably fitting, and the black paint that drapes the car is miles deep. No SBC can be found here. Instead, the motor is a 312 Ford Y-block built around a Hidden Hill-borne injection unit system. So, we've placed all our bets internationally, but what do you think is going to win the 2017 Ridler Award? Well, we already gave you this in the very beginning of the video. And we'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch our video today. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. If you like our channel, please subscribe, because we promise that we're going to be doing Autorama videos from today, next week, next month, next year. We're just going to turn this channel into custom hot rod cars, vintage cars, race cars, trucks, beautiful built, hand-built automobiles. So thank you and have a wonderful day.